Yes. Shri Shuka Uvacha
Shri Shuka Uvacha
Brahma Shapapadeshena
Brahma Papa Sasi
Brahma Shapapadeshena
Brahma Papa Tasena
Alena Mogavanchitaha
Kaleno
Mogavanchita
Nitya Swakulam Spitam
Shamtya Sakulam Samputam
Neham Achintava
Taya
Nadhyam Achintya
Chandita
Shuka Uvacha
Shuka Uvacha
Apapadeshena
Brahma Sapapadeshena
Alena Mogavanchitaha
Kalena Mohavarchana
Amritya Swakulam Spitam
Samritya Savakulam Kritam
Aksham Deham Achintava
Takshande
Deham Achintya
Ishuka Uvacha
Uvacha
Shapapadeshena
Brahma Sapapadeshena
Kalena Mogavanchitaha
Kalena Mohavarchitaha
Amritya Swakulam Spitam
Samritya Savakulam Kritam
Aksham Deham Achintaya
Tachandem Asinta
Ishuka Uvacha
Shuka Uvacha
Padeshena
Brahma Sapapadeshena
Mogavanchitaha
Kalena Mohavarchana
Kulam Spitam
Samritya Savakulam
Deham Achintava
Takshandeyam Achintya
Achintaya
Senam Achintaya
Shuka Uvacha
Shuka Uvacha
Apadeshena
Brahma Sapapadeshena Kalena Mohavarchana Samritya Shivakulam Spitam Sak
Nobody wants to chant? One.
Shri Sukha Vacha Brahma Sapapadeshena Kalena Mohavachata Samritya Siva Kulam Titam Takshenam Dikshatam
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. ब्रह्मपदेशेन कालेन मोघवञ्चितः संहृत्य स्वाकुलं स्फीतं त्यक्षं देहम् अचिन्तयत्. हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु.
श्री शुक उवाच ब्रह्म शापापदेशेन कालेन मोघवाञ्छितः सहृतं सकुलं स्फीतं त्यक्षन् देहमचिन्तयत्. हरे कृष्ण प्रभु.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभुजी. श्री शुक उवाच ब्रह्मा शाप अपदेशेन कालेन मोघवाञ्छितः संहृत्य स्वकुलं स्फीतं त्यक्षन् देहम् अचिन्तयत्. हरे कृष्ण.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु.
Shri Sukha Vacha Brahma
ब्रह्म
Sapapadeshena
शापापदेशेन कालेन मोघवाञ्छितः सहृत्य सकुलं स्फीतं.
Said no already one, Ravinda. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Shri Shukavata Shukadeva Goswami said, Shri Shuka Uvacha. Shri Shukadeva Goswami said, Brahma Shapa, cursing by the Brahmanas, Apadeshena, on the plea, by such a show, Kalena, by the eternal time, Amoga, unfailing, Vanchitaha, one who so desires, Samhritya, closing, Swakulam, own family, Spitam, excessively numerous, Takshan, after giving up, Deham, the universe of form, Achintaya, thought to himself. Shukadeva Goswami replied, my dear king, the cursing of the Brahmanas was only a plea about the actual fact of the supreme desire of the Lord. He wanted to disappear from the face of the earth after dispatching his excessively numerous family members. He thought to him as follows. Shukadeva Goswami replied, my dear king, the cursing of the Brahmanas was only a plea, but the actual fact was the supreme desire of the Lord. He wanted to disappear from the face of the earth after dispatching his excessively numerous family members. He thought to himself as follows. Yes, he wants to read the purport. Yes, Mataji.
In this verse, the word Tyakastyan is very significant in relation to Lord Sri Krishna's leaving his body, since he is the eternal form of existence, knowledge, and bliss. His body and his self are identical. Therefore, how it is possible that he would leave his body and then disappear from the vision of the world? There is a great controversy amongst the non-devotees or Mayavadis about the mysterious disappearance of the Lord, and the doubts of those men with a poor fund of knowledge have been very elaborately cleared by Srila Jiva Goswami in his Krishna Sandarbha. According to Brahma Samhita, the Lord has many forms. It is stated therein that the Lord has innumerable forms, and when he appears within the vision of the living entities as Lord Krishna actually appeared, all such forms amalgamate with him. Besides all these infallible forms, he has his universal form, as manifested before Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Here in this verse, the word ispehitam is also used, which indicates that he left his dignatic universal form called the Virat Rupa, not his primeval eternal form, because there is a hardly any possibility of his changing his form of Satchid Ananda. This simple understanding is at once realized by the devotees of the Lord, but those who are non-devotees, who perform hardly any devotional service to the Lord, either do not understand this simple fact or purposely raise a controversy to the defeat the eternity of the transcendental body of the Lord. This is due to the defect called the cheating propensity of the imperfect living entities. By practical experience also, it is seen up to the present day, the Lord's transcendental form is worshipped by devotees in different temples, and all the devotees of the Lord factually realize that the form of the deity in the temple is non-different from the form of the Lord. This inconceivable performance of the internal potency of the Lord is described in Bhagavad Gita. Naham prakashah sarvasya yoga maya Samavrataha. The Lord reserves the right of not being exposed to everyone. In the Padma Purana, it is said, Ataha Shri Krishna Namadi na Bhavid Grihayam Indriyat ye hai. The name and form of the Lord cannot be perceived by the material senses, but when he appears within the vision of the mundane people, he assumes the form of the Virat Rupa. This is additionally material exhibition of form and is supported by the logic of the subject a subject and its adjectives. In grammar, when an adjective is taken away from the subject is modified, does not change. Similarly, when the Lord quits his Virat Rupa, his eternal form does not change. Although there is no material difference between himself and any of his innumerable forms. In the fifth canto, it will be seen how the Lord is worshipped in different planets in his different forms, even now, and how he is worshipped in different temples of this earth also. Srila Jiva Goswami and Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura have very elaborately explained this incident of the Lord's disappearance in their commentaries, quoting various authentic versions of Vedic literatures. We purposely do not include them all here to avoid an increase in the volume of this book. The entire matter is explained in Bhagavad Gita, as quoted above. The Lord reserves the right of not being exposed to everyone. He always keeps himself out of the vision of the non-devotees who are devoid of love and devotion, and thus he puts them still further away from the Lord. The Lord appeared on the invitation of Brahma, who prayed before the Shirodakashyai Vishnu. And therefore, when the Lord appeared, all the forms of Vishnu amalgamated with him. And when the mission was fulfilled, all of them disintegrated from him in the usual course. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Pashat Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Let me first check my voice is audible. Hare Krishna. Yeah, that is more than this. Laptop cannot. Shri Shuka Uvacha Brahma Shapapadeshena Kalena Moga Vanchitaha Samhritya Swakulam Svitam Taksham Deham Achintaya. Shukdev Goswami replied, My dear king, the cursing of the Brahmana is only a plea, but the actual fact of the supreme desire of the Lord. He wanted to disappear from the face of the earth after dispatching his excessively numerous family members. He thought to himself as follows. So there are so many things Prabhupada addresses in that, mostly in society, so-called Hindu society. One side they worship Krishna, on one side there are so many doubts permeating the society. One of the doubt is that Gandhari curse Krishna, so that everything died. That's what is prominent. First thing, common sense. And how can somebody curse Krishna? Correct? How can somebody curse the Lord? Neither you can bless the Lord, neither you can curse the Lord. He is therefore Prabhupada used the word the blessed Lord. He is eternally blessed. If it is a blessing, he has been eternally blessed. True, out of his love for his devotees, affects their affection. He accepts their blessings when they give him. But try to understand what is his position. Like a sun and a photon. Photon is trying to bless the sun or curse the sun. Doesn't make any sense. So when we say a small entity like Gandhari could curse or bless Krishna, doesn't make sense. He's too great. Huh? We should not compare a small jiva to the Lord. This is mixed up in society. And on one side they say Krishna is God. One side they have so much affection for Lord. One side this is so many sweet things for Krishna. Hai Nanda Dulal, Laddu Gopal, my this. They will only worship me. At the same time, such crazy confusions are permeating. These kind of things choke the bhakti of innocent people. And mostly promoted by not so intelligent speakers. They speak such things. Okay. So it's not true. Krishna, how can somebody curse and bless Krishna? I can't find a reference in Shastra for Gandhari cursing and blessing. But this is quite popular. It's all there in TV shows everywhere. Huh? From where it became. But such kind of thing. Take an innocent person. His bhakti is choked by hearing such things. And not only that, more they speak. Balram was very sad and Krishna. All big stories that they created. From where I don't know. But it's not true. Now, Prabhupada is quoting two acharyas, actually many acharyas, okay, exalted devotees in the parampara. But in recent, two acharyas have played a large part in giving us scholarly explanations of everything in our scriptures. One is Jiva Goswami, one is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Jiva Goswami was among the six Goswamis. In fact, the three brothers who joined Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Rupa, Sanatana, Anupama. Anupama's son is Jiva. So he's actually nephew of this Rupa and Sanatan Goswami. He was phenomenally big scholar. There was once what happened. One person came to meet Rupa Goswami. And he said, I want to debate with you. So Rupa Goswami was writing all the work given by Sri Chaitanya. So why? Why you want to debate with me? No, I want to be established that I'm a greater scholar than you. So Rupa Goswami, can I write and give you? You are the greatest scholar. I'll sign and give you. So sign and gave. So he came out of the place. So Jiva Goswami said, yes. So no, I see Rupa Goswami has given a letter that I'm the greatest scholar. So can we debate? Jiva Goswami said, smashed. That's the part of the story of Rupa Sanatana Jiva. Very, very, very exalted scholar. So, in fact, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had given order to the Goswamis, various orders. One of the order was that you establish Vrindavan back as it was. And everything was lost. The deities were lost. Temples are abandoned. It was not due to I was analyzing, the Muslim invasion and the Goswami. That happened later. It happened to the Buddhist philosophy more or other kind of atheism in India. The deities are lost. Huh? Because once they made temple, then the Muslims attacked. This has happened before when they came. And they, one by one, each deity was located by the Goswami in a miracle. Each deity. Rupa Goswami was looking for the Govinda Dev deity, which is even now worshipped in Jaipur. And he could not find it. And he started crying intensely, my Lord, please appear to me. Suddenly one boy came and he said, why are you crying? I cannot locate Govindaji. Where is he? He said, there is one place cow throws milk every day. It's something similar to what happened, I think, in other instances also. Nelkote also one similar story is there. I think Tirupati also similar story is there. Krishna somehow the cows takes care. It's a great bonding. So it's a really, every day cows goes and that area she puts milk and goes away. Somehow feeding the Lord. Oh, they went to open that and the deity was like Govinda. And it's so nicely narrated that Rupa Goswami fainted when he saw that. The Lord is there. So very, very exalted acharyas. And then he established a temple, Govinda Temple, which was a very big temple at that time. And later, Muslim, one big ruler, I don't know which of the fellow, he saw the temple so large, could not stand the opulence and became envious and jealous and came to break the temple. The deity was already taken away, went to Jaipur. And he reduced the floors of the temple. It was 7 story something big temple. He reduced. Even now it's a very big temple, but main deity has gone to Jaipur. So not so well taken care. Full of monkeys when you go to Vrindavan. If you remember, that's Govinda Temple in Vrindavan. So similarly, what another temple was Sanatan Goswami. Sanatan Goswami, the temple is called Radha Madana Mohan, and comes the Parikrama path on the top. You see that temple. I wish all of you, once we take to Vrindavan, show everything. And then when he took the deities to, he was looking for Govind Dev deity, could not locate. One day, he saw one interesting thing. He saw a very beautiful boy. Actually, this deity was already located by Advaita Acharya in his visit. But anyway, then again it came to the hand of Sanatan Goswami. So one very beautiful boy was playing with friends. Somehow Sanatan Goswami got attracted. It's too beautiful, this boy. And then after that, he noticed that boy entered a temple. So he entered behind him, and the boy disappeared. And he saw the deity standing. He understood that's the deity who was playing with the friends, having some fun outside. Okay. And the same deity then came in the mind of Sanatan Goswami. Please accept me. I want to be at your care. Sanatan Goswami said, see, I have a lot of work to do. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given a lot of work to me. No, whatever you give the condition, I'll accept it. I want to be with you. And he came into the mind of that person who had the deity. Give me to him. I want to be under his care. And finally, that person gave the deity, and Sanatan Goswami was to write every day. We were doing a lot of work. Nana Shasa Vicharane Nipano Sadharma Sanstapakao, and establishing the Krishna consciousness as per the Vedic literatures. And that's how the deity asked him, every day you give me dry chapati. Can you put some ghee in it? Some salt in it. At least put some salt. Acha, tomorrow salt, then ghee, then so many things. Please leave me alone. I have a lot of work to do. You came, with the condition, whatever I give you, I'll accept. So he was busy writing, and Madhukari, somebody gives some chapati, he'll offer to the deity and have. That's it. And then, each of the Goswamis also had next story how their temple got built. Sanatan Goswami has similar to one the Madhvacharya Udupi stories, little similarity. All miracles. Huh? He was busy in his work like that. And one person with a ship got stuck in the river Yamuna, and he followed that it'll drown. The ship got stuck in the quicksand. A little different from Madhvacharya's story. It got stuck here. There it was about to drown. So he came running to Sanatan Goswami, please bless him, my ship is stuck. Say, I don't know, ask him. Govind Dev. Mother Mohan, did you ask him? So he prayed to Mother Mohan, please help me, my ship is stuck up and all. And he offered prayers. Suddenly, the rain came and, the ship got removed from the quicksand. He was very grateful. And he promised to Sanatan Goswami, I'll do something for this deity. And he built a beautiful temple for him. So like that, these deities are all miraculous. So Prabhupada says here in the purport, or connecting to the purport, that actually the Lord is not revealed to everybody. He is revealed. Prabhupada is saying the Lord transcendental forms are still worshipped in non-material forms. Transcendental forms are still worshipped. And the pure devotees can realize their presence. Not everybody can realize their presence. It's left to us. It is between the Lord and the devotee. Like we have the famous instance Chaitanya Charitamrita, that the deities walked, the deity talks. There's so many things the deity do. Deity steals some sweet rice for somebody. Actually, deities are active. But it depends on us. So Lord reveals himself to the degree of our sincerity, to the degree of our desire to serve him. Every moment there is a test. Maya is testing us. When we pass the test of the Lord, yes, the Lord is very pleased and he blesses us. So here we have Sanatan Goswami, Rupa Goswami. We have so many devotees. The Lord personally was manifest to them. And what is their eternal position? They're all assistants of Radha Krishna Leela in the spiritual world. So definitely this was expected. This is not extraordinary that happens. Okay, this is okay. What about the non-devotees? Krishna doesn't reveal his presence. Rather, Krishna does pastimes in such a way they can feel he was an ordinary person, and that's it. Not only the scripture, the deities, the Lord's pastime, everything, or even the great acharyas, kept hidden from the general perception of the mass of people. You see, Srila Prabhupada was living in Chippiwada. I had occasion when I went to Delhi to visit the temple, Chippiwada. That's in Chandni Chowk. It's the busiest area of the Delhi city. There can be no busier place in India. So Prabhupada has been in Chippiwada temple and he has been going. When he was actually staying in Vrindavan in Radha Damodar temple, and daily Prabhupada used to come, he used to stay in the temple. And Prabhupada stayed there, devotees analyzed for quite a long time. Therefore, they say so many temples he worship Prabhupada Murti because he stayed for 1 week, 10 days, 2 days. That temple, the place they stayed a lot. Therefore, ISKCON really went and purchased that place out of, or got that. Actually, was donated. Some they had to pay some money. So now, Prabhupada used to stay in the temple, Chippiwada. There was a temple somebody had, and he allowed Prabhupada to stay there because he was writing, doing his work. And publishing used to happen in Delhi. Vrindavan, he was writing, he used to come to Chippiwada also, stay for some time, raise some donations, and get the books printed and go back to Vrindavan. Now, the whole Delhi city, not everybody, a lot of people would have seen him because quite a busy place. Nobody recognized him, such a great acharya. So devotees are also hidden. The Shastra, these books are there in everybody's house in India. How many people have taken the mercy and the blessing? So Shastra is also hidden. And the deities in the Lord, they are visible. They are also hidden. Dhamas, beautiful dhamas. I was in Delhi whole my life. I did not know the value of Vrindavan. Hidden. Dhamas are also hidden. So great acharyas actually, they reveal the dhamas to us. They reveal the deities to us. Actually, pure devotee Krishna reveals these things to us, which are actually hidden from our view. It's just like there, you can open the curtain and take darshan. But otherwise, without the help of pure devotee, these things remain hidden from us. And we do not know their spiritual importance. The Dhamma, the deities, the prasada. What do we know about the value of prasada? So similarly, the Krishna's pastimes are also hidden. Naham prakasha sarvasya yoga maya samavritaha. It's totally hidden from the visibility of the public. But for a devotee, it is totally revealed. To add something to it, this little advanced, but when once Krishna disappeared from the Raslila, appeared as Narayana first, and all the gopis just paid obeisance and walked away. This mentioned many times, Prabhupada quotes it. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was discussing with Venkata Bhatt, I talked about this. So why the gopis are not interested in Narayana form. To establish that the Krishna form is even more superior to Narayana form. General, again, in Hindu society, the perception is Vishnu has 10 incarnations, Krishna is one of them. Not wrong, but also there is another way to look at it. Krishna is not avatara, he is avatari. Vishnu has the responsibility of maintaining this world. So if an avatar appears, it apparently looks like it comes from Vishnu, apparently. But the fact is, all the incarnation, not only Krishna, all incarnations are already situated in the spiritual world, eternally situated in Vaikuntha. They apparently look like they're coming from Vishnu. That's fine. But actually, the detail, if you want to go, it's not true. Detail is they're already situated in the spiritual world. Already situated in the spiritual world. And they manifest for some time in this world. So it looks like that. So when Krishna comes, not only all the forms are with him. Vishnu forms also merge in him. All the things merge in him. Therefore, when Krishna kills, Vishnu kills. He doesn't kill. He doesn't lift weapons. Krishna only lifts a flute and only plays with his devotees. If he had that privilege of security guard, would you fight? No. Why will you fight? You'll play. Correct? If you have a privilege, why will you get into all these things? Some demon comes, Vishnu take care. Therefore, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Ek amshena sito jagat. One part of myself maintains the universe. Atava bahunetena kim gyatena chavarjana vishtabham idam krishnam ek amshena sito jagat. With just one part of me, I maintain this whole universe. How much I can tell about me, Arjuna? How much I can tell? And that itself is too much for us. Just one expansion of the Lord maintains the whole universe. You know? So that is the greatness of Krishna. But people do not know it. Forget about taking him anywhere the incarnation of Vishnu. They take him as an ordinary man. And so for them, Krishna does some very mystic thing. When he leaves this world, because Prabhupada explaining, Krishna had even showed a material form, Virat Rupa. Virat Rupa is not spiritual like his eternal forms. It's a display of Krishna's energy. So, Krishna makes a duplicate of his form and leaves as if he died. And it disappears from the world. That's it. So, all the atheists can feel Krishna died and be happy. And Krishna said, okay, satisfied, satisfied. So, Krishna hides. Actually, Bhagavatam mentions this instance of the hunter. And we should read from Bhagavatam because Krishna relates from Bhagavatam, not from your TV series. If you want to know Krishna, read from Bhagavatam. What does Bhagavatam say? Sri Radha Govinda ki. So it mentions that Bhagavatam, what it mentions that actually the hunter came, he threw the arrow. Arrow did not even pierce Krishna's leg. It just grazed past. Now, what is this nonsense story going in public? He was wounded. And even if it was wounded, Prabhupada says, try to understand. The same personality could bear the arrows. Bhishma was the most powerful warrior of his time. And in the Mahabharata war, his rasa to Krishna is Shaurya. He gives pleasure to Krishna by fighting. And arrows of Bhishma, Krishna was taking like flowers offered in puja. He was enjoying. Just like you're having a mock fighting, enjoy the punches of your friend. Or the child, when he punches the father, mother, they enjoy. He was just enjoying those punches or the arrows of Bhishma. And nothing happened to him. And those arrows were on the chest, were on the hand or the leg, it's really tough. He was driving the chariot. Nothing happened to him. And an arrow on the leg for the same person. Even in, when they want to capture one criminal, and if the criminal is running away, generally police will shoot him on the leg because it doesn't die there. He'll be wounded but doesn't die. Correct? So how can somebody even logically in this world doesn't die, the small wound on his leg? And here, Bhagavatam, not even a wound was created. It just grazed past the leg. Then where is your story? How can you see in different pramanas? Bhagavatam is the highest pramana. I don't allow anybody to cut the Bhagavatam pramana in any class. Are you bringing something superior to Bhagavatam? You cannot even think about it. It's the highest pramana. There is no pramana greater than Bhagavatam. The last work of Vedavyasa. Kimva pare Ishvara. Ishvara sadyo hridhi avarudyate kimva pare Ishvara. Anybody hears Bhagavatam, Krishna is established in the core of his heart, and there is no need to read any other literature. This is from Mahamuni, Vedavyasa wrote everything. The author itself says the highest work he has done, and you are bringing a pramana greater than Bhagavatam. You cannot bring any pramana greater than Bhagavatam. So Brahmanas, if Bhagavatam says it happened like that, that's how it happened. You go and read. You have not seen Krishna, and I have not seen Krishna. From where you go? Let us sit down and read what Bhagavatam says. Bhagavatam says it's like that. That's how it is. There is no evidence greater than that. Now what is this curse and this Krishna dying and the Yadavas dying? So we read about the Krishnas. Then that hunter comes to Krishna. He had mistaken him for a deer. So he comes to him And he says, I beg my pardon. Please forgive me. So Krishna says, very nice. He's about to depart from the planet. He anyway came to bless everybody. So go, sit on the chariot. The chariot in which Krishna had packed all his things. Just like you pack when you are going somewhere, you pack your suitcase, you keep all your items. So Krishna's weapons were kept already. Shankar, Chakra, Gada, Padma, his special chariot, everything was packed. About to go back to Vaikuntha. So Krishna, go and sit in there. Send him also back to God. This is the personality still in all his powers. Correct? And just some time ago, he has met Maitreya and Uddhava and instructed them that we are reading now. The same personality is going to die. It's very mistaken, totally Brahma. If it is like that, it's a Brahma Krishna creates to delude the atheist. That's how Krishna keeps himself hidden. Just like the glory of Dwaraka, Krishna made it hidden, put it good below, down in the water. Even though people have gone below and seen Dwaraka city was there, elaborate city with all kind of systems was existing, it's established. Correct? It's known. Similarly, Ram Setu, Krishna put it down in the water, Lord Rama put it down in the water. The point is that atheists can live. If atheists see the glory of the Lord, how they will live? Already they left the Vaikuntha world because they could not stand the glory of the Lord. Material world also Krishna shows glories are visible here and there. They will die of envy. So Krishna is very merciful to them. See, he makes his things invisible. Naham prakasha sarvasya yogamaya samavritaha. That is the reason Krishna hides his glories, because he knows people cannot handle. Live peacefully. Live peacefully. Similarly, Bhagavatam describes when Krishna was appearing in the world, we know when he appeared in the womb of his mother, we know that all the devatas appear and there is stuti offered to the Lord. It's called Garbha Stuti, a wonderful prayers offered to the Lord by the devatas. Okay? And then when the Lord was about to disappear, all the devatas came to watch. How does it disappear? And Bhagavatam says Krishna lifted his foot and boom, beyond their capacity to perceive, in a dimension much beyond their capacity to perceive, the Supreme Lord disappeared. They could not understand what happened. Correct? That's all Bhagavatam discuss. And here now, some more revelation is coming. What about the atheist? For them, he left a body exactly duplicate of his in a material form, just like Vishwarupa that he had seen. So they can be happy Krishna died. And Prabhupada said they bring all these things to disturb the devotees. What business they have to do with Krishna Leela for non-devotees? That's not their area at all. But still they point all these things simply to disturb, agitate devotees and disturb their faith. What is their business to do with Krishna Lila? They don't believe in Krishna. So why they're talking about Krishna Lila? They just want to talk all this thing to agitate devotees and try to disturb their faith. But those who have actually, therefore, is spiritual life, unless we are in the hand of pure devotees, we cannot understand anything. If you have to go to Krishna, somebody has to take you. You cannot go directly. Shifarish works. And that's the only way it is. Tadavidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadakshanti te jnanam jnanina tattva darshinaha. If you want to understand Krishna, come through Shifarish. Come through my pure devotee. We take shelter of a pure devotee and he takes us to Krishna. Okay, so therefore, hearing from Srila Prabhupada, we get a clear picture. Otherwise, these pastimes are kept in such a way that will trap somebody who is not coming in a proper guidance. And very carefully kept this pastime and he will be deluded. So these are pastimes have to be understood properly, and then we can understand and what is their curse and blessing for the Lord. Okay, anything else in this purport? Lord has many forms. Virat Rupa is one of them, which was kept for these people. So Naham Prakasha, Krishna is hidden. He is not visible to everybody. Jiva Goswami, I talked about it. Two great Acharya, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, another great Acharya in a parampara. Some other day we'll talk about them. Bhagavad Gita, Lord reserves a night not being exposed to everyone. He keeps himself out of the vision of the non-devotee. So they can peacefully do sense enjoyment. Correct? And the Lord appeared, invitation of Brahma, who prayed to Sri Radha Vishnu. And when the Lord appeared, all forms of Vishnu amalgamated with him. mission was fulfilled, all of them disintegrated from him in the usual course, and the Lord went away. Okay. Hare Krishna. Heavy rain in Mangalore. Raining. Weather change. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Dandavat pranam.
Hare
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Please.
Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.